Hello and welcome to picturesque Basel in Switzerland for our continuing coverage of the 2019 Total BWF World Championships. It's day 3 and these tranquil scenes in the city centre will be quite a contrast to the fierce and frenetic action on court as the world's best players bid to continue their involvement at the most important event of the year. All the drama ahead live from St Jacob's Hall, a magnificently renovated venue benefiting a tournament of this stature. This map gives you some idea of just where our players come from. Every corner of the globe, nearly 50 countries in fact represented here, and at the start of the week we had just shy of 360 players competing. If you're with us yesterday, you'll have seen some superb action. We can pretty much promise you more of the same today. Here's what's coming up on Court 1, kicking off with mixed doubles, featuring the number 4 seeds from Thailand against the up-and-coming Russian pair, ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA. Then we'll see arguably the most in-form women's player in the world right now, as China's Chen Yufei continues her bid for a first world title. More mixed doubles to follow. Indonesian pair, Jordan and Octavianti, trying to put the record straight after losing all 4 finals they've reached this year. The top seeds in the men's doubles will be centre stage after that. Gideon and Sukamuljo will start big favourites against Korea's Choi and Seo. From the men to more mixed, little-known Hong Kong pair Chang and Un face the experienced Ellison Smith from England. And then it's women's singles action featuring one of the tournament favourites, Tai Tzu Ying against the current Thailand Masters champion Fitriani from Indonesia. That's our first 6 matches. 6 more will follow that. You can pick out your favourites there. Clearly, PV Sindhu of India will be a particularly big draw. But whatever you like, singles, doubles, mixed, we've got it all covered for you. 12 matches live today on Court 1. There could be around 10 or 11 hours of action. We're kicking off, as mentioned, with mixed doubles, and let's show you how the draw is panning out. Slightly embryonic, obviously, at this stage. We're featuring the match that's right at the bottom of your picture there, the ALIMOV-DAVLETOVA match. You can see also in that section, we've got a couple of the other seeds, and we'll see that Jordan-Octavianti match later on as well. Well, there are the stats. Pretty impressive from the Thai pair's point of view. PUAVARANUKROH and TAERATTANACHAI approaching 200 matches, and they've won the vast majority of them. Obviously, a lot of ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA's matches have been in lesser grade tournaments, but it's going to be a great experience for them today against one of the best mixed doubles pairs in the world. They are up and coming, ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA. My name's Trevor Harris. Morton Frost is alongside me for the morning's play. ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA, as I mentioned, they've played in slightly lesser tournaments a lot of the time. Nothing to lose really for them this morning against this Thai pair.
That's correct. They have established themselves just outside the top 25 in the world on the world ranking, and as you say, they've got nothing to lose. It's just going to be a great experience to be on the centre court, playing with the Hawkeye system and everything. You know, they're not used to that. So yes, it's going to be a great experience for them.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of times yesterday in some of the matches involving players who weren't used to the Hawkeye system, and on one occasion there was a bit of a delay before they realised they could actually challenge.
Yeah,
because they're not used to it.
No, that's true.
Each pair and each individual player in the singles matches will have 2 reviews per game, and if they are successful with that review, then they get to keep it. We didn't actually have too many of them yesterday on court number 1, which is, I guess, as much as anything, a testament to the excellence of the line judges.
Yeah, they've been doing really well.
Players arriving on court, as you can see. Thai pair are ranked 4 in the world. That's the highest they've ever been. Never met before. Might be a few nerves around, you would imagine, with the 2 Russians there. They're both 21 years of age, both ALIMOV and Davletova.
That's right. So receive. Substitute serves. You receive.
Remember, our coverage of these championships goes right the way through until the finals, till the medals are handed out on Sunday. Well, let's give a little bit more information then about these four. And we're going to start with the Russians, who clearly are the big outsiders. There's ALIMOV. He's a big guy, 6'1". Made his international debut as an 18-year-old, actually. And a mixed doubles gold at the European Junior Championships was a good start. That was a couple of years ago. Confirmation of that ranking, that is their highest ever. And his partner, Alina Davletova, they've won 6 minor tournaments as a pair in the last few years. And early this year they won the White Knights event. That's in St. Petersburg. And at whatever level, winning does become something of a habit, or that'll be clearly the ambition for them. And no problems in that opening round match against Krishnanta and Tan.
Which actually was a good win. It was actually a good win.
Yeah, barely half an hour, and for the loss of just 19 points. So that should have given them a little bit of confidence, you would imagine. And their opponents, PUAVARANUKROH, former gold medalist at the World Juniors in men's doubles, actually, a few years back. They had a massive breakthrough when they won the Singapore Open, which is a Super 500 event this year. They'd actually lost their previous 4 finals on the spin. There's TAERATTANACHAI. They're Swiss Open champions a couple of years back. She's got a clutch of Sudirman Cup and Uber Cup medals. And actually got a bronze at the World Junior Championships in women's doubles way back 10 years ago. She's 27 now. Rav Sudip from India is the man in the chair for this one. And he will be assisted by service judge Iris Metspalu from Estonia.
Yeah, just to tell you a little bit about TAERATTANACHAI, she's a very, very versatile player, playing all 3 events. And she won the Youth Olympic Games in 2010 in Singapore in the women's singles.
Just get the feeling that the Russians need to make a positive start if they're going to try and get any kind of foothold. Otherwise, the Taipei could get away from them pretty quickly.
It is a tall order for the 2 Russian players today, and the reason why I'm saying it is because the Thailand pair is very, very solid in their defense, and it's tricky, it's difficult to score points against them.
Well, it'll be good experience, if nothing else. Almost if they look at it potentially as that.
Are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Rodion ALIMOV and Alina Davletova, Russia. And on my left, Dechapol PUAVARANUKROH and Sapasiri TAERATTANACHAI, Thailand. Sapasiri TAERATTANACHAI to serve 2, Rodion ALIMOV, love all, play.
So here we go then, first shuttle hit in anger on day 3 of these championships.
No.
And when I said earlier that the Thailand pair is obviously having a strong defense, but they definitely favor to attack when they're playing at their very best. That's when they're playing attacking badminton. But they are hard to score again. So it's going to be difficult.
Exploited the space perfectly. TAERATTANACHAI.
2-1. Three, 1.
You need to try and stop TAERATTANACHAI dominating the nets. Easier said than done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She's of course, ranking implying already world number 4, but she is definitely one of the very best at the net as well. She's technically really good. And she can, when she's really in form and really intercepting, she's very, very strong at the net.
Yeah, I mean, obviously part of it, Morten, is technique and all the rest of it, but there's an element of kind of instinct. You know, she moves because she seems to have almost like a second sense as to what her positioning should be. She makes so many interceptions.
She does. And it's even when they're playing the very, very best pairs in the world, the 2 Chinese pairs and the Japanese pair as well, she's really doing well against those. And on occasions they have beaten the best pairs. In Singapore Open when they won, they beat Zheng Siwei and Huang Yachong in the semi-final. And that Chinese pair is by far on the world ranking world number 1. They have won so many tournaments already, so to beat them is just saying a lot about this Thailand pair.
Yeah, and that gives you some kind of an idea of what the what the size of the task is for ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA.
Hold.
Entertaining rally, but no consolation for the Russians.
7-2.
Find themselves trailing by 5 points in, well, the blink of an eye.
Yeah, the biggest problem so far for the Russian pair is DAVLETOVA and her defense. She's not really able to respond well at the moment, so let's see whether she's picking up a bit on her defense.
And again, another classic example of TAERATTANACHAI's ability at the net.
I think the chance for the 2 Russians to try to upset the situation a bit is to be more forceful in the service situation on what we call the first 3 shots. The serve, the return, and shot number 3. They have to be more forceful and really try to upset the rhythm more. But so far they haven't been able to do so.
ALIMOV initially was going to leave that, then realised it was dropping in, and invariably in that kind of a situation, you lose the point.
Service over. 3-10.
Well, it's just been 4 minutes on court, and we're already at the mid-game interval with an 11-3 advantage for the Thais, and probably no more than a fair reflection of what we've seen so far.
I couldn't agree with you more. The Thailand pair is the dominant pair. They are technically much stronger, and they play a lot faster. Everything is to their advantage at the moment.
You must have played when you were playing, Morten, occasionally, especially in early rounds, a match against a much inferior opponent, and everyone kind of says, okay, it's a learning experience for the lesser player, or in this case the lesser pair. But for the Thai pair in this situation, they've just got to keep keep concentrating. Because what they don't want to do is just kind of get into a complacent mood and go through the motions. I think from a professional point of view, get the job done as quickly as possible and move on.
11-3.
I couldn't agree with you more. And the thing is, as well, is of course to settle into the tournament, get ready, get into it, and find the lines and find that spacious awareness and all that, so you settle in well for the next matches to come.
Yeah, obviously far tougher tests will lie ahead.
That was a very nice defensive shot behind the back there by DAVLETOVA. Unfortunately for her, it was all in vain.
12-3.
Try to have a look at this one here behind the back. That was really well defended.
Must feel like a bit of a fish out of water there. PUAVARANUKROH at the net. Doesn't find himself there too often with his partner. That's nicely done.
Service over.
That'll make ALIMOV feel a bit better.
I don't know that we've been singing the praise of this player, TAERATTANACHAI, but I can assure you, as and when they're playing the top pairs, it's really PUAVARANUKROH who is covering a lot of court, and he is very, very fast and very aggressive in his play, and he's really setting the tone when it comes to this pair.
And that's the key to it, isn't it? That you know, the perfect pair, whether it's mixed men's or women's doubles, is a pair whose talents complement each other. It's that teamwork that's vital.
Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more.
So they've sprinted into a 14-4 advantage here in virtually no time. Any point won by the Russians almost seems like some kind of a moral victory at the moment.
14.
Well, we saw a situation here where the pressure was on the return of serve and a mistake made by PUAVARANUKROH. So that's what I pointed out earlier. Maybe put more pressure on that service situation.
Service over. 15-5.
That's good again from ALIMOV. Not had too many opportunities to get that jump smash going.
6-15. Service over. 16-6.
And here we saw a fine example of PUAVARANUKROH getting earlier on the mid-court area, shot there, and play the block shot, beautifully played, and adding on lots of pressure on DAVLETOVA.
Service over. 7-17.
Well, that was a more competitive rally.
The quality of the Russian response is getting slightly better now. They're settling much better into the match.
Nine. 17.
Well done.
10-17.
Three points in a row for the Russians.
And the defence from Alina Davletova here was much, much better. So perhaps the nerves of playing this first round match is kind of disappearing. Oh, that's out. That's bad luck. That's really well played.
Service over.
There by ALIMOV.
18-11.
Poaching at the net again.
19-11.
Yeah. Yeah, not much you can do about that one. Perfection.
Well, you can't begrudge them a little bit of good fortune.
19.
No, they just clipped the top of the tape, rolling over. Nothing that TAERATTANACHAI could do about that.
And what at least they have done is made the scoreline certainly respectable.
I agree, double figures.
Service over. 20.
So 8 game points
Game
then
point.
for the number 4
12.
seeds.
Oh, misunderstanding.
Game.
It was a yours, no,
First
mine,
game,
yours, sorry
won by
scenario.
Letter
So
ball,
after, what, just 13 minutes, first game to PUAVARANUKROH and TAERATTANACHAI, 21 points to 12. But at least there were some signs that the Russians were starting to get somewhere near the level we know they can perform at.
Чуть-чуть так покричать, вот это возбуждение найти, вот эту вот агрессию. Угу. Тогда все получится. Родион, нормально, уже въехал, все. Видимо, тебе надо...
เสียแต้มโดยที่เขาจัดการกับเราเข้าใจไหมนึกออกไหมไม่ใช่อยู่ในก่อนเนี่ยเขาเรียกสุรุ่ยสุร่ายทิ้งแต้มทิ้งไป4 แต้มอะไรเงี้ยเข้าใจว่าเราต้องบีบเขาอยู่แต้มไม่ได้แต้มที่เสียจะเกิดอะไรเสียก็ต้องเสียเสียไม่เป็นไรแต่เสียยังไงเข้าใจไหมได้แต้มวิธีการเราบีบวิธีการเขาอยู่ตลอดเราบีบวิธีการแล้วเราเลิกโอเคแต่เราก็ไม่บีบตลอดเวลาเข้าใจไหมไม่ใช่เราเสีย
Смотри, девочка очень часто, когда тебе забрасывают такой на взлет, ну не на взлет, а неудобно для тебя вала, она знает, что ты будешь бить. И она стоит впрямую вот так вот. Ты похитрее немножко смотри, раз туда срезочку, например, к нее, да? Потому что она вот тупо вот эту левую сторону держит. А пацан, видимо, настроенный на то, на вот эти длинные слежи. Так что тут вот надо просто смотреть похитрее. Ну что, с подачами троечка, Путин еще ни разу не подавался.
20 seconds. Second game. Low. Play.
Not an easy shot there from PUAVARANUKROH, and he managed to push it wide of the sideline. It would have been a winner, but it's not an easy shot to play.
Well, let's see if the Russian pair actually get off to a half-decent start, because they were behind the 8 ball very early in the first game. If they can just stay competitive for the first 6 or 7 points, just get rid of that scoreboard pressure. That won't help, though. That was half a chance for ALIMOV.
2-1.
Yeah, these are definitely the kind of chances that he must make better use of if they want to put pressure on the Thailand combination.
They've won 30 of their 42 matches, the Thai pair, before this event.
That's a nice flick serve by PUAVARANUKROH.
4-1.
And for someone of her ability, it was meat and drink to finish it off.
And that was a typical mistake of I don't know where to get the points from, so you tend to go closer and closer to the lines, and that's what DAVLETOVA did on that one. And here we saw a good example from PUAVARANUKROH, and his attacking abilities. That smash down the line was really effective.
He's not a big man, just 5'7", but he gets terrific spring.
He's very quick around the court. But good response here.
2-6.
On that flick serve by ALIMOV, a good smash.
Service over. 7-2.
Another error from ALIMOV.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're forced to play below the tape, as what you see here. ALIMOV is taking that shot below the tape, and then straight away the pressure's mounting, and he wants to play a good shot from a situation which is very difficult. Here we have a situation again, have to lift it, and then of course the pressure's coming. It's too easy for the two Thailand players to play block shots and then forcing the lift. So again, the Russian pair must put Alina Davletova more forward and try to take more control of the net, because it's simply too easy just to block it. And then here, once again, a lift is coming, the attack is coming from the Thailand pair. And it's unfortunate for them that they're not winning that one.
Service over. 3-10.
So mid-game interval, and another very healthy lead. 11-3 it is.
Interval.
And even after, what, only 20-odd minutes on court, the end is, well, the end is nigh potentially, unless something quite extraordinary happens. But you almost have to just admire the play of the Thai pair, even though this is clearly at the moment something of a mismatch.
принял, провалился, тогда ты можешь бежать назад. Потому что вы сразу отдаете инициативу. Ты понял, о чем я говорю? Мне такое ощущение, что вы очень понимаете вообще, что происходит. Да, поэтому я ему кричу, ты слышишь, все время, чтобы он не принимал туда.
Court 1, 20 seconds. (11-3), play. Service over. 4-11.
Collector's item, that. TAERATTANACHAI makes an error at the net.
Fault.
That's good interception there by DAVLETOVA.
11.
That was really nice interception. Try to look at this one, beautiful, and she's placing it on the right side of PUAVARANUKROH. Yeah, that's bad luck, because that was a very, very nice rally there played by the Russians.
12-5.
You can see coach behind is kind of disappointed, but that was a good rally.
Yeah, we've had a few kind of 25, 30 shot rallies. Unfortunately, Russians have come off second best in virtually all of them.
And as you can see again, it's a shot played below the tape, and that's where it's so difficult.
ALIMOV's facial expression told you pretty much all you needed to know how he was feeling.
13-5. Fault.
Well, it was great defence initially from the Russians, but they couldn't repel the tide forever. PUAVARANUKROH and TAERATTANACHAI closing in on a place in the last 16.
Service over.
Well, I guess if you're going to
6-14.
make a service error, now's probably a good time to do it when you're a game up and 14-6 ahead.
Service over. 15-6.
The pace and quality picking up, but as I say, it's probably a little bit too little too late. And that's a good return of serve.
Service over. 7-15.
Had the lock there, DAVLETOVA. That's way out.
Service over.
Yeah, the idea wasn't bad.
16-7.
Just the execution nowhere near correct.
She rushed it a bit too much. But later today we will see in the men's doubles the complete opposite, where one of the Korean players are definitely not rushing the serve.
17-7.
You will see.
He wouldn't be a great poker player, would he, ALIMOV? Because you'd always know what he had.
Wait. Brilliant. No, you receive.
The Russian combination was
17-7.
standing in the wrong formation.
No, correction.
So it was played let.
Service over. 8-17.
And here, one of the weaknesses of TAERATTANACHAI was exploited a bit, that drop shot. She's not that quick to cover the front of the court when she's in a defensive situation side by side with her partner. And that was nice.
Absolutely magnificent placement from PUAVARANUKROH.
18-8.
Almost see the cogs whirring as he was about to leap for that as to where to put it, and he couldn't have placed it any better.
Now it's perfect variation there. Good play by the Thailand player.
Play. Halt.
She knows that it won't be too long until this match is concluded. Just a couple of points away now.
Service over. 9-19.
So 11 match points
20
for the number 4 seeds. That'll do it in just 27 minutes. It's been something of a ruthless exhibition, really. They might have learnt a fair bit, ALIMOV and DAVLETOVA, but distinctly second best in our opening match on day 3.
Match won by PUAVARANUKROH and Sapasiri TAERATTANACHAI 21-12, 21-9.
Tougher tests obviously to come for this pair, but it was a useful workout for them, and they've got the rest of the day now. It's only just gone 9:30 local time in the morning. A bit of practice in later and prepare for their last 16 match. 21-12, 21-9. We're back in just a moment with some women's singles action.